first installment of the Songwriter Diaries, our new podcast. Can you tell we're new to this? So my name is Caroline Stump.
And my name is Megan Ellsworth.
And we are both students at the University of Colorado, Denver.
Yes, ma'am.
We're both singer-songwriter, music business majors, right?
Yep, double majors.
Yep, double majors. We're just that cool.
Yep.
So basically this podcast is going to be the Songwriter Diaries, and we're going to talk to different songwriters, such as each other, today, and ask different questions about the songwriting process and songwriting in general. Before we get into the questions, I want to shout out my best friend, Lily DeTay. Hi, Lily. I know you're listening. She has a challenge called New Song November. This is her second year doing it, I believe.
Oh, wow. I thought it was her first.
Second. She's on a roll. But basically this challenge is to write a new song every day in November. She has a bunch of rules listed, basically saying each song has to be a minute. It's okay if they suck. Just to write every single day. And she'll be doing this challenge along with everyone, and Megan and I are also going to attempt it. But we'll leave Lily's links down below so you can follow that process. And we'll leave Megan and I's links to social media down below so you can follow our journey in our attempt to write a song every day.
Or lack thereof.
Yes, exactly. And that is called #NewSongNovember.
Yeah, make sure to use that hashtag so we can all see each other's posts on the social media.
Yeah. Okay, so now getting into the questions that we have prepared for each other, since we don't have a guest to ask them to, we're just going to discuss them with each other.
Yes, and please comment in the comments below.
I don't think you can comment on SoundCloud.
I think you can.
Can you?
I think you can.
Oh, you might be able to. Let us know. We're not tech savvy.
We obviously are not. Well, I'll ask you first. So why do you write songs, Caroline?
Basically, Megan and I are both fucked up in the head. Can I say that word on here?
It's our own podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
And I started writing songs. I started writing songs a lot more when I got into middle school, because that's when I started writing my first EP. But basically I used it as a process. In middle school it was to get over breakups, but now it's to get over anxiety. And
essentially the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. And I continue writing songs just to express my emotions and also evoke emotions from other people, because I think that's really important. And I like writing about more difficult topics to get those emotions across, and also, again, evoke those emotions from other people. Why do you write songs, Megan?
Well, I guess we kind of come at it, like you said, from the same angle. I've been writing songs since I was really little, but I really started pursuing it when I entered high school, because I went to Sisters High School in Oregon, and I was in a class called the Americana Project, and it was basically a class every day where you got to go into music class for an hour and just write songs and learn how to write songs and learn how to play an instrument. But I've been playing guitar since I was 8, and so I've just kind of been noodling around, and it was always just a really great way for me to de-stress. And I've always been a really anxious kid, and my mom would have to put my head over her heart so I could hear her heartbeat for hours on end when I would have really weird emotional reactions to things, big crowds or stuff like that when I was a kid. So it kind of came out of that, just writing to get my emotions out, like you said. And then also I just really love storytelling, and I love books and movies, and I've written numerous songs about different stories that I've seen in different art forms, like literature or film. So yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah. So you said you've been writing songs for a long time. Do you remember the first time that you wrote a song?
I do. I was in 7th grade, and I actually wrote it with my best friend from middle school. Her name's Marissa Young. Shout out to Missy Young. If you're listening to this, I love you so much, and I miss you a lot. I'm missing you. We were like we were like the weird kids and like listened to Neil Young and Grateful Dead and like the Beatles and stuff. And so we would learn like Neil Young songs, and I would play them on guitar and we would sing them together. And eventually one day we were like, let's just write a song, and we wrote it and we titled it Untitled because we were angsty 7th graders. And then the first song that I wrote by myself was in 8th grade, and it was like about entering high school and like being scared.
And just being scared.
And just being fearful for the real world, even though that was not the real world. So
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah, when what's the first time you wrote your first song?
So my story is kind of sad.
Do tell.
So I remember I wrote my first song when I was in 1st grade, and I was on a bus. And the reason that I know I was in 1st grade is because I found it years later in old boxes that my mom had kept. And I wrote it, when I read it, I remembered writing it on a bus. And it was titled Empty World.
Oh my gosh.
I know! Talk about angst. And I think I was mad at someone. Someone told me they would sit by me on the bus and they didn't. And then I just over-dramatized it because it already was a shock.
Yeah, who doesn't do that?
Yeah. So then I wrote a song called Empty World. And I remember just one line was, in this empty, empty world, like all alone in this empty, empty world, as a 1st grader.
Oh my god.
I know, it's very sad.
So precious.
I had a great childhood. Shout out mom and dad. I actually did. That sounded sarcastic. I love my mom and dad so much. And they gave me the best childhood. I was just dramatic. But nothing's changed. I also wrote a song about a treehouse one time, so who knows what was going through my mind.
That's nice. What are some daily routines that you have in place for your songwriting, Caroline? I'm really curious to know.
The fact is, Megan and I already know all of these things about each other, just because we're really good friends, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing a podcast together. So, she already knows these answers. Basically, I am horrible with daily routines because I am a procrastinator and also lazy. But I try to free write as much as I can. And I write a lot of songs based on free writes, even if it's just an idea from a free write and not necessarily, excuse you, even if it's not necessarily any line specifically from the free write, I'll usually just jot down ideas. And I have a lot of those that are living in my songwriting journal right now. Otherwise, I try to play the piano a little bit too every day, try writing chord progressions. I'm also recently learning how to play bar chords on guitar, thanks to Megan.
Yes.
So I'm trying to implement those in my songwriting and failing. So if anyone has any tips, let me know.
Please do. Let me know too, honestly.
So what are your daily routines, Megan?
You know, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I would really love to tell you all that I have daily songwriting routines, but I really don't. I would love to lie and say, yeah, I get up at 7 a.m. and I do a free write out on my balcony and I just stare at the world and then I drink tea and do yoga. That's my imaginary world that I make up in my head. So I would say what I try to do the most of is also free write. That being just like wet ink free writing in one of my journals, or
What is wet ink free writing?
okay, so it's this thing that my high school music teacher would make us do. And it was really annoying when we had to do it in class because we would just sit there in silence for 10 minutes, like writing whatever we could. And so it's like you have to keep your pen on the paper at all times, and you can't lift it up. So it's just like cursive, like nonsensical writing, and it actually like really helps because you literally have to keep your hand moving, or else it's just like a pile of ink on the page. So you have to like keep.
Oh, I
words
love that.
Yeah, it's really awesome. We should do it on the podcast sometime.
Yeah, I mean, you won't be able to see it unless we make this a
Like
video.
a live stream.
Again, let us know your thoughts. We have no idea what we're doing.
We were saying though before that the beauty of a podcast is that we can sit in Caroline's living room in our pajamas as we are doing right now.
And it's great, and there's no judgment.
It's so great. Anywho, okay, so I like to do that a lot, and then I just really like collecting stories, and I'd say that's a big routine of mine. Maybe not daily, but like at least weekly. Like I'll read something in an article or a newspaper, or like my dad or my mom or my brother will tell me like a cool story that they heard, and then I just like tend to jot those down, and I have like a whole list of interesting things and facts and stories that I want to write about in my journal. So I do that a lot.
Is that your go-to writing process?
Oh, great segue. I would say actually, yeah, I would say storytelling is my go-to writing process. I think a lot of times to get the ball rolling for my songwriting, it starts from like an exercise or a prompt, because it just gets the writer's block out of the way. Because I'm running from a prompt doesn't mean it's going to be great, so I can kind of just like let the editor side of my brain go, and then the creative side is just like, woohoo, having a great time.
Yeah. Do you have any prompts that you recommend for listeners?
That's another great segue. Prompts that I really recommend is something that, one that I picked up from Anna Tidwell, who's a really great songwriter, and also an incredible fiddle player. She recommends doing 10 sentences of I statements that are all lies about yourself. So, like, for example, like, I have 11 toes, or I used to live on Mount Everest, or like, I have rutabaga pimples. Also, like, really quick, there's another one that I really, really, really love, and it's from Susan Werner, and she gave us paint samples with like silly names. So like, I got a tan color, and it was called Sidle Tan, and that's how I started writing Traveling West.
Yeah, Megan uses a lot of prompts.
So I don't know if I know your actual writing process, and
It's because I don't have one. But I get random spurts of inspiration, and and usually these are lyrical. They're hardly ever chord progressions, because I'm not great at writing chord progressions. But I just have random notes on my phone and in my journal of one lines that I think would make a good song to write them based off of.
Oh yeah.
Or I just come up with a concept in my head. Like song I most recently started writing, which I still haven't written chords for, is basically about this woman who takes multiple identities and is like a runaway convict.
Oh yeah.
But I just had that idea and decided I wanted to write a song based off of that. But it was a really random idea. So it's usually just those random thoughts, but I don't have a go-to.
Do you have any go-to? Do you use prompts at all?
I'm a horrible songwriter, so I'm realizing this podcast. Not really. It depends. I really like the prompts. So since Megan and I are studying songwriting, we take a lot of songwriting classes. And one of the prompts, one of our professors, Doug Krause, shout out.
Ooh, shout out to Dougie Fresh.
That he uses a lot in his classes is to write based off a picture. And I really like those prompts. I get a lot of inspiration from art. And yeah, so that's probably a prompt that I do most often. I also write based on titles a lot, and I got that from Owen Quartz, another professor. Shout out.
Owen Quartz.
Shout out OE Fresh. And I really like doing that. I wrote a co-write with Annie James, my best friend. She lives in LA. But we did a co-write based on a title called Red Number 9.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we wrote a song based on that title. And that's always really fun to do.
What do you think is the most common perspective that you use in your songwriting?
First person.
First person.
Yeah, because I'm just straying away. Recently, I've been straying away from first person and using third person.
Like being like the omniscient narrator.
Yeah, to tell other people's stories. But I'm just straying away from that now as a songwriter. Since writing songs for me was so personal. I always used first person and was telling my own stories in my own way through the song. But the past few songs I've written have been in third person, which is weird for me. Yeah.
I don't know what I do. I feel like I tend to write a lot of story songs, but in first person. So it's like I am the person that is going through all these things, which makes me sound so sad.
No, but Overboard isn't in first person. That's in third person.
Well, yeah. It actually changes perspectives a lot, but like I don't think the general public really picks up on that, which I'm kind of okay with. What forms do you use?
Again, this has been changing a lot recently too. I was originally very much verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, maybe an outro. But now I'm straying. I keep saying straying.
Word of the day.
Yeah, word of the day, straying. But now I tend to lean towards other forms, like AABA form. And I discovered that I really sometimes don't like writing bridges, and that's most of the time. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't even need to write a bridge. I could just write another verse. So that's been a whole new world.
Interesting.
Because I think, a lot of the songs I've written recently don't even have a bridge. They just kind of have another verse that may be slightly altered. So it could be considered a bridge, but in my head, it's another verse.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What forms do you usually write in?
I'm with you. I usually, at first, when I was first writing, it was always just verse, chorus, no bridge, no outro, no intro, just verse, chorus. And then I slowly progressed and, went into, adding bridges and more complex things, I guess. And then I've more recently been introduced to, AABA form, which for some reason has been really difficult for me to implement, and I always just find myself wanting to go back to verse chorus and having a hook in a chorus kind of way, but it's weird. So I'm working on kind of getting out of that.
Yeah.
And also I've been really enjoying just challenging myself with adding bridges that deviate deeply. And I haven't really done it well yet, but I want to work on it.
Definitely. So, Megan, I know you're in a band. You're in 2 bands.
True.
Which bands are you in?
I'm in 2 bands called, one's called Sister Neapolitan with Alana Margolis, or Marguerite, that's a joke, and Katie Smith. And then I'm also in a band called Goodnight Vincent with Jesse Wheeling and Joel Elliott.
That's awesome. So do you do songwriting in those bands?
Yeah, I do. Both bands do songwriting, co-writing group things. And in Goodnight Vincent we have 3 or 4 originals that we do that in our set, that we all wrote together. And then in Sister Neapolitan we currently only have 1, but we're working on getting more.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Are you working on any projects or recordings?
Oh, well, not really.
I want you to, though.
I know. I've been very busy and doing a lot of stuff on the business side of music and less so on the songwriting side in a professional way. I have a few gigs in December.
Ooh la la.
Yes, so that'll be good. But otherwise, I'm communicating with the man, his name is Kevin Neal, that I did my first EP with when I was in middle school, to see if he'd be interested in recording sometime in the near future. So we shall see. But yeah, and I've been doing some backup vocals for friends. I did backup vocals for my friend Coulter Lee Brown. EP. His band is Coulter Lee Brown and the Bad Habits. But I got to do some fun backup stuff for them and gospel vocals and stuff. Yeah, that was a really good time.
This is always honestly one of my favorite questions, to hear people answer. And it's, what are your, who are your biggest influences? Or in addition to current songwriters? In addition to.
So, I have to have to say one of my biggest influences is the Beach Boys. Not even because I sought them out as an influence, but my dad is obsessed. He's seen them over 300 times, I think, was the last update. I'm named after the song, Caroline No. If you don't know that song and don't know Pet Sounds, please go listen to it.
Educate yourself.
I just got a tattoo of a lyric from that song. So basically, they've just been around my whole life. And my brothers are named after Brian and Carl Wilson. So I didn't really have a choice to have them as an influence. They just were. And I think that's where my love of harmonies came from. And also just a lot of their songs have so much emotion, especially Caroline No. And a lot of the songs in Pet Sounds.
That album.
It's amazing. So they were definitely an influence on me, especially that album. I don't do surf music, but still great, but that's not my jam. I'm trying to think of other influences. Oh, definitely the same thing was Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel. My parents listened to them all the time. Basically, my parents were my influences, but then they gave me music. So they were also huge influences. Love them. And currently, there's so many good songwriters out there right now. I'm thinking about them right now because I just saw them in concert. But the band Bird Talker, everyone will look them up.
Seriously, oh my god.
Their songwriting is amazing. And so I'm one of those people, this is another question, but I'm one of those people that focuses mainly on lyrics and not on like the musical structure, which isn't the best, but
it's just another perspective.
Yeah, but I love lyrics. So when I listen to a song the first time, that's the first thing that sticks out to me, and that's usually the first thing I write. And their lyrics are just incredible. I also love Sarah Bareilles because who doesn't love Sarah Bareilles?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Nora Jones, Fiona Apple, those are both big influences in my life, and honestly, who I strive to be. Especially Nora Jones. We love Nora Jones.
Oh, we love her.
Who are your biggest influences?
I feel like this is like hard, but also like a no-brainer. Paul McCartney.
Megan is in love with Paul
I
McCartney.
love him.
We've both seen him live. I just want to take a moment to brag about that because it was amazing.
I've seen him live twice, actually.
Oh, well, I love you.
And I actually just saw Paul Simon live too, so.
I've met Paul Simon. You know this.
What?
Yeah, I met Paul Simon when I was, I think I was 8 or 9, but my mom made me run up to him with a CD and made him sign it, and then we got pictures, and yeah. It was one of the highlights of my life.
I'm in shock. Oh my god. I'm sure you've told me that before, but I was probably like so in shock the first time that I like
Just
put
put
it
it
out
out.
of my mind.
Yeah. Like, there's no way that had to be a dream.
That was not real. Oh my god, that's wild. So definitely Paul McCartney, just because similar to how like you grew up with the Beach Boys, I grew up really like literally came out of the womb and said the Beatles. Like my dad is one of the biggest Beatles fans, but like has walked the earth, and he loves them, and I love them, and my whole family loves them, and we've seen Paul McCartney twice. And just like I just love Paul McCartney's solo career and like his Wings, like with Linda, and then the solo career after Wings, and like his career right now, like I know, like not everyone loves his new albums, but like honestly, like he's still making music, and he's almost like 76 years old. I think he actually is 76 years old.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
He's getting up there, but still doing good stuff. And I guess another huge influence of mine is Tom Petty. Rest in peace. It was like a hard hit when he passed because I've been listening to him my entire life, and his songs just have had a really profound influence on me and my songwriting, and I just literally, there is on my bucket list, it says write a song with Tom Petty, and then he died, and I was like so upset, and also 2 days after he died I got diagnosed with depression, so there's that.
So upset.
I know. Iconic, honestly. And then another like oldie influence of mine would be Joni Mitchell. Just because of her storytelling and just her use of like harmony like on her instrument. And she had apparently like really bad arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis, and so that's why she wrote in all those like weird open tunes.
Yeah.
Because it just like takes such little movement to create such cool stuff, and so that she's really awesome. And then current songwriters I'm really into are like Anna Tivel and Jeffrey Martin.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I love them. Hello.
They're definitely listening.
I hope so. And also Sasha. That's just for.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I just started listening to her recently. She's amazing.
Oh my god, her lyrics are out of this world. And then to round off if that's even a saying, round off.
I think it is.
Round off the podcast here. What are some of your future goals?
I think some of my future goals as a songwriter are mainly just to keep writing. I think that no matter where my career takes me, if it takes me more in the business direction of the music industry, if it takes me into publishing, which I'd love if it did, and I got to be a songwriter, I just want to keep writing and keep performing if that's still what I love to do. And even if for some reason I end up in a career that's not even within music, I want to keep writing because it's had such an amazing impact on my life, and I've met so many amazing people through it, and gotten through so many difficult times through my writing, and getting those emotions out. And I just want to keep meeting people and keep having those relationships with people through songwriting and through music, because I think it's one of the most powerful things in the world.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
What are your future plans?
I guess mine would be pretty much similar to that. Just like being happy and healthy and making a profitable income of something that I love.
And making money.
And I want to be rich. Just kidding. I literally, just the goal of mine after I graduate is to give my parents a really nice vacation. And like pay them back for years and years of.
Well, now you're making me look like shit for not saying that. Mom and Dad, I'll buy you a nice vacation if I have the funds.
Me too, Dad and Mom. And James and Alex. But I guess I would just like to keep writing too, and I just really want to. When I die, I just really want to be able, like, if wherever our souls go, wherever they go, I just really want to be able to look back on my life and be like, yeah, I had a positive impact on the world that I left.
Megan and I wrote the song because we're obsessed with Criminal Minds and other crime shows. We promise we're not insane people. But we just wanted to write a song about murder.
You know, as one does.
As one does. We could not hear you. Megan said, as one does.
Yes.
And we are debating whether we should make this series called the Murder Ballads. So let us know if you'd like to hear more songs that are based on crime shows and not on our personal lives. So this is called... We don't have a name. This is also a work in progress. So give us comments. Roast us in the comments below. And we hope you enjoy.
Here we go.
You left blood on the floor, red footprints out the door, cleaning up your mess once again. Bathrooms are red, fingerprints cover her neck. What breaking, bleeding, stopping. I won't be your accomplice to the crime you're caught up in. Hearts breaking, bleeding, stopping. We met 3 years ago, out in the winter cold. By the club, you had a black eye and a bloody. I took you into my house, made a home, and now you won't get out. I stand by and watch our love decompose. Oh, you got the best of me. Crimson is all I can see. As my heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping. I won't be your accomplice to the crime you're caught up in. Heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping. You got back from the bar. Megan is really struggling with the shit. So we're just gonna start the bridge here. Again, it's a work in progress. Once we have it complete, we will upload it to SoundCloud as an individual track, and you can listen to it edited and polished. You know, this is you to never be afraid to mess up.
Yes.
So now
I'm in the podcast.
And this is all just me rambling to make up an excuse for why we messed up.
Also true.
So here we go from the bridge. You got back from the bar, another victim on your arm. Suddenly the knife was in my head. I couldn't hear you scream after all you'd done to me. It was time to take a stand. Oh, I got the best of you. Look what you taught me to do. Your heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping. I won't be your accomplice to the crime you're caught up in. Heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping. Heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping. I won't be your accomplice to the crime you're caught up in. Heart's breaking, bleeding, stopping.
Wow. That was an adventure.
Thanks for joining us on that journey. So that's the first song Megan and I have co-written.
Yeah.
Definitely will not be the last. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully we get a more polished version of that song that we can release for you later on our SoundCloud. Just a last reminder about #NewSongNovember. Follow Lily Detay on Instagram. We'll leave her links in the description. If there is one on SoundCloud, there is. Okay. I'm clearly so technologically savvy. And we will be trying to participate in that on our own Instagrams.
Mm-hmm.
So follow us as well. And maybe we will fail, maybe we won't, but as long as we try, that's all that matters.
Exactly. And then we will be releasing podcasts, new episodes every Thursday around 11 a.m. or so. So stay tuned for that and follow us on the social medias. And we will have a guest next week, and her name is Aria Sidwan.
Yes.
We are so excited.
Yeah, and if you're interested in being a guest, feel free to email us. Email us at thesongwriterdiaries.business@gmail.com. We have some lined up for you that we're very excited about.
Yeah, thanks for listening and tune in next time.